The wedding magazine landed on the polished conference table with a dull thud, but it was the sentence spoken in that bright afternoon office that silenced everyone. The city's youngest billionaire had just hired one woman to interview 100 potential brides, yet before she could begin her work, he looked at her with quiet curiosity and asked why her own name had never appeared on the list. In that single moment, years of hidden pain, impossible dreams, and carefully guarded hearts began to unravel in ways neither of them could have imagined. If you believe kindness, forgiveness, hope, and second chances can change lives, please like this video, leave a comment, share it with someone who needs encouragement, and subscribe to our channel to become part of our growing community. Meredith Sloan had spent most of her adult life helping other people tell their stories. As a respected journalist known for honesty rather than gossip, she believed every person deserved to be understood before being judged. After losing both her parents within a few years and sacrificing promotions to care for them, she quietly watched many of her own dreams drift away. Love had become something she admired from a distance, convinced it belonged to people with fewer responsibilities and lighter hearts. Across the city, Alastair Rowan had built an international technology company before turning 40. Newspapers celebrated his success, investors admired his discipline, and strangers imagined he lived a perfect life. Very few people knew that wealth had surrounded him with admiration but not trust. Every relationship seemed touched by his fortune before anyone noticed the man behind it. Exhausted by endless introductions arranged by friends, executives, and social circles, he decided on an unusual experiment. He would ask an experienced interviewer to meet 100 women who had expressed interest in marrying him, believing that genuine character would reveal itself through thoughtful conversation instead of glamorous appearances. Meredith accepted the assignment with professional confidence. Day after day, she welcomed each candidate into a bright conference room overlooking a park filled with children, families, and spring flowers. She asked about compassion, forgiveness, hardship, generosity, and purpose instead of fashion, luxury, or fame. Many answers sounded polished until deeper questions uncovered hidden motives. Some dreamed only of private islands and expensive collections. Others viewed marriage as a business agreement. A handful were sincere, yet even they admitted they barely knew the man they hoped to marry. As the interviews continued, Meredith filled page after page with careful observations. She admired honesty wherever she found it, but she also became increasingly saddened by how easily people confused wealth with happiness. During lunch breaks, she often watched ordinary couples laughing together in the nearby gardens, wondering whether genuine love had become harder to recognize in a world fascinated by success. Alastair quietly read every report she prepared. What captured his attention was not simply her remarkable insight but the compassion hidden between every line. She never mocked anyone. Even disappointing candidates were described with dignity. She believed flaws deserved understanding before criticism. The more he learned about the woman writing the reports, the more curious he became about the life she rarely mentioned. One sunny afternoon, after the final interview ended, Meredith delivered the complete evaluation. She expected a polite thank you and the end of their professional relationship. Instead, Alastair studied the thick folder for several silent moments before asking the question that had lingered in his mind since the first day. He wondered why someone who understood love so deeply had never considered herself worthy of standing among the women she had interviewed. The question caught Meredith completely off guard. She admitted that years of caring for family, putting others first, and believing she had missed her chance had convinced her she belonged behind the notebook rather than inside the story. She explained that she had never chased wealthy men because she wanted to be chosen for who she truly was, not because someone pitied her sacrifices or admired her appearance. Those words reached a lonely place inside Alastair's heart. For the first time in many years, someone had spoken to him without seeing a billionaire. Meredith had evaluated every candidate without once trying to become one herself. She had remained honest even when opportunity stood only a few steps away. Instead of proposing romance, Alastair made a simpler choice. He invited Meredith to spend several afternoons visiting community projects his foundation supported. Together they toured schools receiving new technology, hospitals expanding children's programs, and neighborhood libraries welcoming young readers. Away from corporate boardrooms, they discovered shared values that had nothing to do with wealth. They laughed easily, respected each other's opinions, and found comfort in conversations that never needed performance. Weeks turned into months beneath clear daytime skies filled with possibility. Their friendship grew slowly, supported by trust rather than excitement alone. Meredith realized the lonely billionaire was simply a man searching for someone who valued character above fortune. Alastair discovered that success meant very little without someone willing to celebrate ordinary moments beside him. When news of their relationship finally became public, many expected another glamorous celebrity romance. Instead, people saw two individuals volunteering together, supporting local charities, encouraging students, and quietly proving that the strongest partnerships are built through kindness instead of headlines. Before the happiest chapter of their journey began, Meredith reflected on the interviews that had started everything. She realized the greatest lesson was never about finding the perfect bride. It was about recognizing that genuine love often stands outside the competition, asking for nothing while giving everything. Alastair understood that searching for perfection had almost caused him to overlook the one person who had already seen his true heart. Before this story ends, leave a meaningful comment telling us whether you believe real love begins with honesty, kindness, or forgiveness. Your words may encourage someone who is still waiting for hope to find them. On a warm afternoon nearly a year after their first meeting, surrounded by family, close friends, and children from the charities they had supported together, Alastair and Meredith promised to build a future defined not by wealth but by compassion. Their smiles carried the quiet confidence of two people who had stopped searching for perfection and started choosing each other every single day. The greatest fortune either of them would ever possess was not measured in money, but in trust, patience, forgiveness, and the courage to believe that second chances sometimes arrive disguised as ordinary work. If this story touched your heart, please like this video, leave a meaningful comment, share it with someone who needs hope today, and subscribe to our channel so you never miss another emotional journey. Every act of kindness has the power to change a life, and sometimes the smallest moment can become the beginning of a beautiful forever.